Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to a really quick spirit message and tip and answer to the comments that just have been coming through a lot about people who want to be building up their tarot and oracle card readings. So examples of that I've already put in the spirit tip playlist, but I wanted to put in this video really like step by step how you can build up your tarot and oracle card readings and use multiple decks together, what to keep in mind. So it's not really showing how to do the reading with multiple decks. I've already done that, but even where to start, like how do you choose the decks to when you want to build up your tarot or oracle card readings with and use multiple decks. How do you even get started, right? So this came up in the comments, like I said, so I wanted to just really put it step by step, put it in the description box. What decks do you choose? How do you even know what decks to use together? So this is for the people who want to start building up your readings to include more decks together, but are not quite sure, like how do you choose the decks, that kind of thing. So there are just three things to keep in mind, okay? Three helpful things. One is know what you're asking and what you really want answers on. Okay, so just have that in your mind before you start picking out your decks. The next two things, number 2 and 3, are just different ways of picking your decks. Number 2 is, now that you know what you're asking, you can choose by theme. So say if you have a bunch of angel decks, you could put all your angel, pick some of your angel decks and do an angel reading. Or if you have a bunch of crystal decks, choose all your crystal, several crystal decks. And so it's going by theme. So feel guided to your crystal decks, pick the ones that you want to use together, and then you're doing it by theme or angels or, that kind of thing. So you're getting a full crystal readings and giving the opportunity to really get bathed and have the crystals give you a lot of guidance. Number 3 is you can also choose decks, and this is what I mainly do also. Another way of choosing decks is choose decks that can answer certain facets of the reading, meaning in a conversation, what are the touch points that you want to cover? So you can choose decks that kind of speak on that subject to round out the answers and touch on all the aspects that you want covered. For example, you can choose one, like you see my overalls a lot, like one for the journey, one for messages from heaven, one from the guidance, one for the energy, one for what to surrender to make it easier. So it's a full reading and it kind of covers all aspects, almost like if you sit down in a conversation and you want to cover some bullet points, what deck will cover that bullet point, so you're rounding out the reading and it feels like a full conversation. So those are the two ways, like know what you're asking is first step, and then guided to either do it by theme is very easy to do. Pick all your crystals decks, pick all your angel decks, pick all your archangel decks, like theme. Or the third way is choose things that are going to make a full conversation and cover different aspects. But you could definitely feel free to use tarot with oracle, right? So this is a tarot deck with a bunch of oracle decks, or you can use all oracle decks, or you can just use a bunch of tarot decks, a bunch of oracle decks. You can mix and match. And I just always say, let yourself feel guided to certain decks too, because often the best readings are the ones that are not planned and you just feel guided. Like it almost feels like your deck is loaded with guidance and you just feel guided, or even guided to do a reading. Sometimes the best readings happen when you don't even plan them, but definitely feel guided to use decks too. I mean, that's a big key point. And yeah, and sometimes the best readings are not even planned, they just happen. But the best thing is just to feel free to use your decks in so many different ways. That's the whole point of this video. Just multiple decks all together or just by themselves. There's just really endless ways to build up on your readings and mix and use your decks for guidance all along the way. So it's a whole thing about feeling much more free with your decks. Much more free with your decks. So I wanted to do this quick answer to what was in the comments. If you ever want a sample of doing a reading with multiple decks, I've already done that. It's in the Spirit Tip playlist, where that's the playlist that I put all these videos in. But this is just like, how do you even get started? How do you even choose your multiple decks? So I'll put this in the description box of the video, but that's the best way on how to build up your tarot and oracle card readings and use multiple decks together. The easiest way to how to choose the decks that could work and build up your readings for yourself, so you get the max messages. You feel like bathed with love, support, backing. Okay, love you. Thanks, and I hope you enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.